What's up, guys? Long time, long time, you guys. I wanted to come back and actually have like a chit chat with you guys. I've been away for over a month on this channel, and I just felt like let us have family meeting, okay? Because a lot has happened, and I just felt like it would not be nice to just come back and be posting without actually letting my day one know why I ghosted. But we're going to be doing a get ready with me, okay? Because I today I'm at my studio, and I've actually been coming here for like a week now. But let's do a get ready with me, all right? So like the video before we go on. So I got a couple of things. My makeup finished before I start on the story. So I got primer, I got lipstick, I got angle brush. I just bought things for my makeup set. So I was like, okay. And I got Mary Kay because I'm old school. So anyway, how have you guys been? How have you all been doing? So I'm going to be getting ready with me as I talk to you guys what has been going on with me for the last 1 month or so, and why I have not been posting on this channel. I've been posting on my other channel. I just started posting on my other channel like last week, but on this channel I really haven't been posting at all. So you guys know that we just started this year. The year started like every other new year should start, right? Let me do my brows then. And at the beginning of the year I had so much. Let me do mine. Okay, so when the new year started, happy new year, like I think I was even posting a bit. And at the beginning of the year, you guys, what I had in mind, to be honest, I wanted to give my mother a good time. My birthday is in February. Okay, I'm a February baby. Okay, so I was calling her, I was giving her plans like, oh, let us. I want her to have a good time with my dad. I would like them to come to Abuja. I just want to spoil them. So those are the conversations I was having at the beginning of this year. I wanted to like spoil my mom. I was showing her resorts in Abuja, like, oh, when she comes, we'll go for, because some of these resorts are really very expensive. So we'll go from one resort. We're just planning, because we're like, oh, travel is expensive to travel now, so I'm going to be using this as my timer. It's expensive to travel now, so we can just travel within Abuja and just have like a good time in Abuja. Do you understand? That was how I started the year. Then we're talking about business. We're talking about she was just telling me, oh, this is how I should do my business, this is what I should do, all this type of things. So she would call me and be expressing some concerns. Like, we had this year really planned out. So the year was planned out, like this was supposed to be like an extremely good year. As I was saying, one morning, that particular day, in the night, I don't watch TV. Like, I really don't watch TV, guys. I'm always on the internet. If I'm not on YouTube, I'm on TikTok. So for some strange reason, that particular night, I was like, I want to watch TV. I was just clowning in the house that these children, they don't watch news. That when we were growing up, we used to watch news. We used to watch only cartoons. So I was just clowning in the house that my son should watch news. Do you understand? So when we're watching the news now, it was just bad. You know how it was the time that Israel and that Gaza Strip thing was happening. So they were just showing news of dead people. So I was like, nah, I'm not feeling this. I don't. Even though I want to watch news, this is not the type of news I want to watch. Like, haba. Today that I say let me watch news, everything is just bad, 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 bad news. I heard they don't use Mary Kay again, but I'm just going to tint it and use it with my lotion. So it was just bad, 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 bad news all around. So I was like, I'm not interested. I don't want to watch it. So and I told my son to go and sleep. So you know when you're just bored, you just want to. I just wanted to be in the living room. I'm going to show you guys my updated living room. Those are the videos that I had in store for you guys before everything happened. So I was just there like, let me sit down here. I'm usually in my room. I don't really watch TV. Like the TV in my house is just for decoration, so to speak. So that day I was like, nah, I'm going to sit down here. I'm going to sit down in the parlor. I'm going to watch TV because my husband is always like, you're always on your phone. You're always on your phone. Come out. Come and sit down with us. This type of thing. So that day I was like, okay, I'm going to be here. Only for the channel TBN, because when I was growing up, we used to watch a lot of Christian TV. That's what we used to watch. If we're not watching Christian TV, we're watching ratchet shows. When my mom so rest in peace. We're watching ratchet shows like Jerry Springer, those type of shows. So that's what I grew up with. So if I'm not watching TBN, that's what I'm watching. So like it's been years I've watched TBN. Let me just watch TBN. Only for me to go on TBN, the woman that was preaching, it was a woman. So I was like, let me listen to this woman. It would be good to hear this word of God. She now started like, so she doesn't know why she's sharing this story, but she wants to share this story. Let's bring that water. She wants to share the story that she just got a call suddenly that her husband died and responsibility fell on her. So it was just like a good to hear type of story. I did not know that God was preparing my mind for what was about to hit man. So after I listened to the distance, I was like, okay, let me go and sleep. Well, I was even joking with my husband that maybe you see me when I stayed though, I'm going to lie down. So I think I was on the phone with my friend. I see my memory from that day is so sketchy. I can't even remember, but I think I was on the phone with my friend and I went to sleep or something. So unlike me, I don't sleep early. Like anybody who knows me knows that I'm a night bed. I work best at night. During the day I struggle to be productive. But you see, in the nights, that's when my creativity comes out. Like I do well in the night, but for some strange reason that night I decided to sleep early. I even put up my phone, which is so unlike me. So around 2 thereabouts, my girl Osas, she was banging my door. Auntie, wake up, wake up. Osas. So my husband woke me up like Osas is banging the door. So I had to run out, but she had called me like that before for something personal to her. So I thought maybe it was that issue. So when I said, Auntie, mommy no dey breathe, mommy no dey breathe, mommy no dey breathe. I said, mommy no dey breathe. Which one be mommy no dey breathe? What una dey talk? Mommy no dey breathe, mommy no dey breathe again. I said, adults no dey there. The children were crying. Mommy no dey breathe, oh, mommy no dey breathe, oh. The children were in tears. I said, stop crying, because I was in crisis mode at that point. But I was like, I'm in Abuja, they're in Benin. How am I going to do this one? So I was like, go and call an adult, go and call people in the compound. Let them take her to the hospital. The phone cut off. So I was like, what do I do? And I called my mom's friends. I tried calling her siblings. It wasn't going. So I now called them back. Like, they're not okay, they've taken her to the hospital. So the person that was talking to me on the phone, I heard the way she was talking. I said, is she dead? The person said yes. Oh, you guys, I was emotionless. I did not have any emotions. I just went to my living room, laid on the floor, and all I could do was to worship God. That was the only emotions. Like, it was like a part of me just died. I didn't have any emotions. I didn't have any feeling, nothing. So my mother was even trying to. The nurse said they should go and make food for me. Let me eat. That's why I heard my mother died though. I spoke to my mother a day before she died. We spoke in the morning, we spoke in the evening. She was not sick. She talked to me normal. It was just our normal, it was just like every other day that we would call, because she used to call me every single day. She would call me in the morning, she would call me in the evening, like that. When my son is going to work, school, I said going to work, she would call, she would want to know what we prepared, what he was taking to school. And that's how I got the news that my mother died. So I had to tell myself that it was that morning. So between 4 and 6, I had to cry the cry that I was going to cry, because I knew that once I get to Benin, there's no crying. I have to plan a burial. So from as I was leaving Abuja, I was already thinking of how to plan her burial and all of that, because in my mind I was like, okay, since she's gone, I cannot give her the spoiling. Now I told you guys that I was already planning how we go for vacation and all those type of things. Those were what I was planning with her. It's not gonna happen again. Like, so I was so disappointed. I felt so bad. Like, I don't even know how to express how I felt. But I knew that okay, I have to put my emotions aside and plan a burial. And I didn't even know what was going to be waiting. I didn't even know what the situation of thing was going to be. Like, guys, I just lost my mom. Today's 31st of January. I got a call at 3 a.m. that Bobby is not breathing. Bobby is not breathing. That's how my mom passed. When I get to Benin, but I didn't want any surprises. So that morning, I just told my husband that please call your printer. Let's print banner for my mother, because I don't know. It's been years. I left Benin in 2013 when I got married. So I am not really very familiar with the landscape and all of that. So I didn't want to mess up myself. So between 6 and 10, the printer brought banner. We did the flyer. We just did everything that morning before I set sail to be going to Benin. So all these things were blended. That was how I started making calls. Nobody was telling me what was going on, and I had to book a flight. And as God will have it, there was an afternoon flight that day. They usually don't have afternoon flights. It's usually early morning flights. But that particular day, there was afternoon flights. So I got into Benin that afternoon. When I got home, I saw everybody crying, because my mother was a lot of things to different people. She was their pastor, she was their mother, she was their business advisor. Like, even though I am her only child, she was so many things to so many people. I used to jokingly tell her that other people enjoy you as their mother more than me when they were pikin, because she was just a selfless person. So I knew that I had to comfort those people and leave my own mourning until later. I will mourn my morning later. So as I got to Benin, you guys, and different people started coming to the house. Oh my God, like, you know how you know somebody's your mother, but you really don't know how influential, like the extent of her influence. Like the people that were coming into our house, the people that she had touched their lives, grown men were crying, and not just grown men, grown wealthy men were crying because she was their lawyer. She was just so many things to different people. Me, I could not cry because I was seeing people that when I was growing up, they were like the cream de la cream in Benin, the rich men and all of that. They were trooping into my house. And I'm like, how did my mother know all these people? This woman, how did she know all this type of people? And see the tears. So the caliber of people that were coming, crying, like, how Ednate died? How did she? Even me, I could not even mourn because, like, Jesus Christ. These are not small people, these are society people. This one will come and say when he was building his house, people were stealing from him. My mom stepped in, and that was how he was able to finish building his house. Different stories, like where do I want to go start the stories that people were telling me. So as our burial, wahala, different things. I'm not ready to share those stories. When I'm ready, I'm going to share those stories. Today I just want to talk about my mom's legacy, right? So different people were coming to the house. They were just, it was such a epiphany. Is it epiphany? I don't even know how I'm going to speak to him. It was so, I don't know, like, you know how you really don't know how. I grew up in that house, but my mom was just different things to different people. Like, she impacted so many people's lives, like so many people's lives. And I'm one thing I'm grateful to God was how well she lived her life. My mom went through a lot in her lifetime. She went through so much. She had 13 miscarriages. Do you know what it is to have 13 miscarriages? She had 13 miscarriages. So, but she did not allow what she was going through in her personal life hinder her. Do you understand? Because she went through so much in her personal life, and she lost her son as on his first birthday, my elder brother. She lost so many things. Like, she was so going through so much in her lifetime that how she was able to not allow her that experience break her is a mystery to me. That's how much of a strong woman that woman was. How are you? Was such a strong woman. So different people were coming to the house. They're just commensurating. Like, my mind, I was like, this woman is a great woman. And it further strengthened my resolve that I'm going to give her the best sent forth that I can give her. I'm never going to see her again. My mom was like my friend, or my friend. We were very close. So we now started the burial arrangements. That was a traumatic experience for me. When I'm ready to share that story, I will share it. But for now, let me just stick with my mom. And I'm just so grateful. One of the things, because of how emotional the whole experience was, I had to be praying in tongues a lot. Like, I don't have enough time to pray, so I would just pray in tongues. And on one of the days I was praying in tongues, the Holy Spirit just directed me that I just, I don't know how God speaks to other people, but how I have noticed over the years that God speaks to me, if a thought comes to my head, I have to work quickly on those thoughts. If not, something will go wrong or I'll make a mistake. So I just kept hearing a particular name in my head, and I believe that it was the Holy Spirit. So I called the woman. But I know that when my mom was alive, when I was growing up, the woman used to do events. So I was not sure if she used to still do events. So I just called the woman and I said, my mom just passed. She said, how? So I said, Barrister Edna. She said, which Barrister Edna? She came to my office on Sunday. My mom died on Wednesday. She said, it's not possible. That they had a long meeting. She saw on Sunday. How can I say Barrister Edna is dead? I said, she's dead, ma, and I want to plan a wedding. No wedding, I want to plan a burial. So the woman even cut the phone on me, like she couldn't believe it, because they just saw themselves on Sunday of that week. My mom died on Wednesday. I said, Barrister Edna is dead, oh. So she just said, okay, she will come to the house. So I was running around, because when I first got to the house, they just put my mother's picture on one very ugly stool. So one of my big aunties called me and said, Topper, you need to go and get something more finer. Go to the market, go and get it. So I went to the market to go and get flowers, to get lace, to put it so that a table, because there was no table in the house, so it would look presentable. But we had top people coming to the house. So I'm like, I'm not going to do nonsense for my mother. She has to be honored, okay? I'm laughing though. I'm not in as much pain. That's why I can do this video, but it's not easy. So that day I went to the market, Mission Road. I was going from shop to shop, looking for where to buy flowers and all of that. So by the time I got back home, I had to, oh, they just took the lights, guys. By the time I got back home, she had waited for me for hours, and I had to be apologizing to her that I'm sorry. Hold on. All right, you can see me. So I had to be apologizing that, because she's a very busy woman. So immediately we got into planning. She was like, okay, let her go and show me, because once she knew that, okay, my mom had passed, it was shocking to her, to say the least, because she saw my mom on Sunday. And what are the odds? Because she told me that my mom came to beg her to employ somebody. So I was like, she's still, I think she knew she wanted to go, because the thing she was just doing that last 3 days of her life was, I don't know to say suspicious. I can't even use the word suspicious, but so the woman, I said, okay, let's go and look at different halls, different things, because I was like, I don't know anything about planning burial. I really don't want to be at the mercy of anybody. If you know how many people can be, you know, they are my mom's people, but some of them can be terrible. Yeah, so I didn't want a situation where they'll be quarreling, all those type of things on top of my mother's burial. I really didn't need that, okay? So I wanted to avoid unnecessary drama at all costs. Whatever it was going to take me to avoid any form of drama, I was going to do it. So she said, okay, she understands. So she took me to different event centers. That day, I think was the second or third day after my mom died. So we didn't even waste time. So by the time she took me to different, then she took me to one of the places that she was working on. So I did. If you're not following me on TikTok, follow me on TikTok. I already posted a TikTok or something. I think I didn't post it on this channel. It's on my main channel, so you can check it. So I just knew that okay, she knows what she's doing, because I didn't want, how people will now be telling you, oh, I know this person is a caterer, I know this person is this, then they'll come and do rubbish for you. I do not want all of that. Like, this is my mom. I don't have siblings, I don't have brother, I don't have sister. This is the only thing I can do to honor her now that she's gone. So when the woman took me to her, where she was decorating, I knew that okay, she is a pro. This one is not a Benin standard. This is anywhere. This can really work. So we now went. She even took me out. Because you know how you are grieving, but you yourself, you don't even know that you're in that mood. So when we went there, went to different halls. I did not know that Benin halls are so expensive, you guys. Because my friend had already called me to tell me that, look, Yahoo boys don't spoil Benin, so it's not the Benin of many years ago. I don't know, should I use this or should I use Popular? It's been a while I've used Popular, so I'm going to try and use Popular. So we now went to different event centers, because she was trying to work with my budget. They brought the lights back. I was trying to work with my budget, how much I had and all of that. And I said, well, it's not like I have a lot to, but I want to give my mom the best that I can give her within my capacity. Say she understand that my mom is her mommy, so she's not going to charge me like an outsider. What do you guys think? Is it fine? Okay. So we're going from place to place. We now finally settled for one place that, because my mom is a pastor, my mom is a founder of a church. Yeah. I prefer this thing because I put this thing on my lip, is glossy. This hair I want to wear, I need to turn it. Let me just brush it out. So we got the hall. She called all the vendors, told me how much to pay them. She didn't take money for her own. Money that we're paying to people were vendors. That's, when God sends helpers to you, real helpers, because there are some people who come and pretend like they want to help you, boys, how to scam you and take advantage of you in your vulnerable moments. That's what they're just thinking about. So she called all the vendors, negotiated, as in had negotiations with them, and said, this one na my mommy, this one not be like outside work, not this one na my mommy. So God will bless Nicom events planners for me. I'm putting her contact. If you want to plan any event, anything, she's the person, okay, and they will do a good job for you, and they're very professional. So that's how we started planning by third or fifth day, my mother's burial had already been planned. All I now had to do was the family, because you know that when somebody dies, you have to go and tell their family and all of that. That was what was remaining. But as to how the burial, everything. I'd already sorted it out. Her caskets. 'Cause I did not want noise. I didn't want anybody to come and saying that I buried your mother for you, because people can be very terrible. So that was how God took control, because there were some people that wanted to allow the devil to use them. But I was not having any of that, because like, the devil is a liar. I'm not going to allow the devil to use anybody, because this is about my mom, it's not about any other person. So I was not just in that mood. I want this thing to be darker. Okay. I was not in the mood for nonsense. So at some point, me, I didn't even know that people used to help people during burials. Like I didn't know any of that. So I wasn't even waiting for people to come and help me to bury my mother, any of that. I wasn't waiting for that too, because it was this experience that now made me understand that, oh, okay, during burials, people support and all of that. But I was not going to wait for support. Do you get? I didn't even put my mind. I didn't even know it was when different people were now like, oh, okay, how do we support? So yeah, I was like, I've already paid for everything, but anything anybody wants to support me with is fine. So that was when different people now started sending in their support. Like, I had no idea. So because before, when I hear somebody loses somebody, I would just call the person and greet the person. This is my mom's burial, that is not making me know that you have to send in something to support the person, because they're going to be spending a lot of money. So I didn't know that before. So that's why I wasn't even entitled or thinking that somebody will come and give me money or those type of things. So people now started sending their support, and you spend a lot of money in burials. I need to clean here. You spend a lot of money in burials. Like, even though I paid for some things, there were still more things to be paid for. So those support went a long way, like a long way. And another thing that I learned is that people want to take advantage during a burial. So you have to be strong. You have to be very, very strong, because left to people, they will take advantage of you. So that wasn't going to happen on my watch. Let me put this here. Anyway, long story short, to God be the glory. We buried my mom, and God just took control, because the devil was trying to bring in different confusion. And I wasn't having any of that. I'd already prayed. Okay, before I left, some of my big sisters, that morning, because I called them and said, oh, my mom had passed, and they were like, look, you have to pray and say tell God what exactly you want. So I said, all I want is to give my mom a befitting burial. That's it. I'm not quarreling over anything. I'm not interested in any stories. I am not interested. I just want to honor her memory and all that she was to me, because my mom was practically everything to me. So as God will have it, God answered that prayer. And the last 1 month has really, really been stressful, but I'm just grateful to God. You know, I did not know that my mom would die so young and so quick. It wasn't in my agenda, it wasn't in my plan. But like they say, you cannot question God. And when God makes you go through something, it's because he knows that you have the capacity, you have the ability to go through that thing. So there are many days that I want to cry, because the scripture that the Holy Spirit gave me is that a righteous person dies, and so that their misery is ended. So, and throughout the whole ceremony, the whole drama, the different people, and there are a lot of betrayals, you guys. There are so many people who I would have expected that based on how my mom was such a blessing to them, who stand up for her. Those were the people who disappointed me the most. And the kind of person I am, I have zero expectations. Maybe because of how I grew up. I grew up in a very toxic environment. So I grew up in a very toxic, dysfunctional environment. So I learned how to detach from my environment very, very early. My mom was like the stabilizing factor in my life. So sometimes I even wonder, like, how did you grow up in such an environment and you did not turn out different? It's just God, because the environment I grew up was so toxic. One day we'll talk about it, but today is not that day. But so because I grew up in a very, when I mean toxic, I mean extremely toxic. So I learned early, from as far back as when I was 8 years old, I learned to detach myself from my environment. Well, growing up, I used to spend a lot of time in my imagination. I used to create imaginations in my head, the type of life I wanted, because my environment was not just it at all. And that was one of the reasons why I got married very early, because the environment was so toxic and I needed to. So, my friends were reminding me about a lot of things that I personally had forgotten. Because one of the things that when I got married, and God bless my husband, was that I went for therapy. I went through a lot of therapy and a lot of coaching to forget where I was coming from. So it was only my mom that was like the anchor. Every other thing about my growing up, I distanced myself from it in my mind, because it wasn't a good experience for a child and all of that. So going back to bury my mom brought a lot of, and maybe that's one of the reasons why I really couldn't cry while I was there, because it was like a full circle moment for me. Like, this place, I'm back here. I ran away from this place, not to have anything to do with this place. But sometimes you have to face your fears, you have to face your devils, you have to face your trauma, and you have to come out facing those things as a winner. Because one thing the devil likes to do is to keep you in those places and to keep you angry, to keep you bitter, to keep you upset. And when I went there, I had zero feelings. I had zero attachments. There was no, I had zero, like, I was so proud of myself, because I thought that when I go, I would burst into tears, and none of that. I had zero feelings. I had zero, first of all, I had zero expectations from anybody. I had zero feelings. There was nothing, there was no emotions. It was just, I have one thing to do, and that's all. And once that is done, that's the only thing. There's no attachment to this place. Because there's really no good memories, to be honest, apart from my mom. I don't remember having any good memories from where I grew up. So when I was there, I wasn't angry with anybody. I think because maybe I had gone through so much coaching, right? And I had gone through so much coaching, I'd gone through therapy. So I was healed. Seriously, I was healed. To my surprise, I was like, oh wow, Tope, you've grown. Like, you've grown so much. I was there, and there was zero attachment, zero anger, zero bitterness. Like, where you have legitimate reasons to be upset. I think it wasn't even on my radar. Like, nothing. It was just like a normal, when you're a surgeon, you need to come and operate and you move on. That was how I felt. There was absolute no resentment. I've forgiven everybody. everybody just forgave them. Like, it was, I just, I was even surprised. Like, even people who did a lot of things during the burial that you would expect me to be super angry, have zero, like absolutely nothing. It's just that I have to protect my own energy. That's all. But to say that, when you are angry at somebody, like nothing, just nothing. And I was just thankful to God, because that was one of the things I thought I was going to break down, okay? Because I sincerely thought I was going to break down, like, because I don't know how to explain it, but I'm just grateful to God that I did not break down. I wasn't even sick throughout the 1 month. The only time that I would cry was when I want to call my mom, because we talk every day, and I just like, oh, I can't call her. But I didn't cry about any other thing. Like, nothing else was moving me. Like, there was nothing to cry about, and that was one thing I was grateful to God. I'm so at peace. My mom's passing, I don't know why, I am so comforted. Like, I'm so at peace with myself. Like, I'm not even upset at anybody. I'm not, none of that. Like, it's almost like I'm happy for her. Like, that's how I feel. Like, I'm truly, truly happy for my mom, because my mom went through so much trauma in her lifetime, and it's like, let her go and rest. That kind of, that's how I feel. Like, I'm so glad that I could honor her the way I could honor her. You understand? And to keep up her legacy. That's all. Like, I don't have the bandwidth to come and be fighting somebody, or to come and be rehearsing the past. It is like a beginning of a new season for me. Like, I don't know if you get what I'm saying. It's like a gate was closed. That's how it was for me. Like, when I got to Benin, the first day I got to the house, as I entered the house, it was like a gate was closed, and I was stepping into a new I was stepping into a new light. That's how I felt. That's the kind of energy that I truly, truly feel. And yeah, that's how I'm dealing with the grief. A lot of people have been so scared for me. Like, I'm like, look, people should just leave me alone. Sometimes, anybody that knows me knows that I'm a loner. That's one of the things that my mom used to complain about. Like, maybe because I saw how much she loved people, and she didn't get that back. So I'm more of a loner. I don't carry people. It's only on social media. You see me, cha 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 cha. Like, everybody just be on your own, leave me alone. That's how I am. If not because of my mom. And I think when I started working, the first set of people I worked with, they really helped me come out of my shell. I'm the kind of person that I can be in a place for 2 years. You will not know that anybody's there, because I'm satisfied with my environment. I'm satisfied where I am. I don't even want to talk to anybody. Like, I can be. My mom used to complain, like, you just be in the house, you will not come outside, you will not talk to anybody. It's not better. Is it not better? Or now that I'm married, my husband will be like, you like being by yourself alone. Like, you like being by yourself alone. Come out, let's go out, let's do that. When people say that, thank you. When people say that, oh, I like going out, I'm like, people don't really know me. Oh. I like my company. I don't like being around too many people. It's not just my thing. I don't like it. I prefer my own company. I prefer to be by myself and all of that. So some people were really, really scared for me. But even when I am in the midst of a lot of people, I need that alone time. Like, is how I recharge my soul. If I'm spending so much time with people, after a while, I just want to retreat. I just want to be by myself. So I'm really good. And one of the things God has been doing for me is that, I don't know, He just gave me peace. So it's even, at some point, I was scared, because the type of person that I've noticed myself to be is that I don't like it when my spirit is too calm. I prefer it when I'm like, oh, what do I do? Because I know that when my spirit is too calm, something big is about to happen. And but I've been so peaceful. Like, it's funny, but I'm telling you guys the truth. I've been so peaceful. The only time I really mourn my mom is when I can't call her, because she was my gist partner. Before I will post any video, I'll call her, I'll run ideas, even though I don't agree with everything that she says, but I will hear other perspective from her. So those are the things that I really sometimes, when I cry, that's what I cry about. But for her experiences, what she went through, I just forgave everybody. Like, there's no attachments. There's nothing, like, seriously, there's no attachment, there's nothing. I just wish them well. Except if somebody wishes me bad, I just protect my energy around me. Like, I forgive everyone. I choose my path, okay? And I choose to walk in my path. Like, this is the beginning of my destiny. So I choose to go after my destiny. I don't have any attachment to the past. I don't have any attachment to what happened before. I don't have control over that. The God of justice will serve everybody their portion. That's it. Seriously, that's just it. The God of justice will give everybody according to their works. And that's just it. So thank you for everyone who reached out. Thank you so much for everyone who called. If you want to watch the burial, you can go over to my other channel. Like, we live streamed it. I have a couple of vlogs here and there, but you know, it was so traumatic. I could not really vlog like that, because it's only me. I was the only one planning my mom's burial, so, and attending to family and all those type of things, so there was no way to be vlogging too much. But a couple of people called me, people reached out. I couldn't even pick some people's calls, because initially, because of the fact that there was nobody helping me, I had to prioritize. So I wasn't picking calls. Like, if you are not my vendor, if you are just calling me to tell me sorry, I was not picking the calls. Please don't be offended. If you're not my vendor, if you're not somebody that was involved with what I was doing at the point, I wasn't really picking anybody's call. So please don't be angry if you called me and I didn't pick your calls. Don't be offended. I'm picking calls now, so you can call me, okay? You can call me. So yeah, thank you so much. I'm going to be posting the videos from the past. I'm just going to put things here and there. There's no need rehearsing it again. So all the videos that we post, we're going to get back to regular timing. If you love me, pray for me. Anytime you just think about me, all I ask is that you pray for me and say, God, strengthen Tope and give her peace. Those are the two prayers that I've been praying in this season: strength and for peace. That's it. Thank you so much, guys. Remember to like this video and subscribe if you are not yet subscribed. I'll see you all in my next one. Bye.